Hey there, Global Freedom Community. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing fantastic on this beautiful Friday morning. I want to come to you live today to dive into the final piece of our social selling series that we've been doing over the last several weeks here on Facebook and YouTube. So, as you're coming on this morning, say hello. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're tuning in. I'm going to double check here and make sure we are live. And we're going to dive into it. All right. So give me just 2 seconds. All right. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I want to make sure we're live. Does not look like we're live. Are doing fantastic. Okay, we are live. Friday morning. Okay. I want to come to you. Man, that's very interesting. Okay, well, we're just going to say we're live and we're going to go with it. So, hope you guys are having a beautiful Friday leading into Easter weekend. I'm still just not real convinced that we're live. So give me just 2 seconds here. Okay, it says we are. So there we go. Okay, we're going to say we are. Facebook has been giving me some really bizarre problems the last few days. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing that, but it has been an interesting couple of days in Facebook world. So as you're coming on, say hello. Let me know you're watching. Let me know you're tuning in. And we're going to dive in and we're going to get started. So today we are talking about strategies that are absolutely killing your business. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Okay. Strategies that are killing your business. Raise your hand if you have ever, or let me know in the comments, if you have ever invested your time, money, energy, effort into something, a strategy, a tip, a tactic that promised to be the difference that made the difference in your business, but you didn't get the results that you were looking for. Let me know if that's ever happened to you, okay? Because I know that probably for about 5 years in our business, 4 to 5 years, my mom and I felt like we were like riding a strategy roller coaster, just constantly trying to figure out what can we do? What needs to be done in order to start actually making money in our business? Okay, so we started just we were investing, always looking for the next strategy, the next tactic. I remember during this time, Facebook Live came out, and it was like, oh, you got to go live every single day. If you go live every single day, you're going to make money in your business. You're going to get sales. You're going to get leads. You're going to get signups. And then, another thing that came out during that time was Facebook stories and Instagram stories. It's like, oh, you got to show up on stories. You got to do stories every single day. You got to talk to your audience. This builds trust. Now you're going to get sales. And then something else that would happen now, like something you might be familiar with if you're still dealing with this is short videos, right? Reels, TikToks, YouTube shorts. They say, oh, you just got to do reels, make more reels, post 3 reels a day and you're going to grow, post on TikTok 10 times a day and you're going to grow. And you're doing all this stuff and you're investing in all these strategies. Maybe your strategy that you're investing in is cold messages. Maybe your strategy that you're investing in is engaging on Instagram or engaging in Facebook groups. And you're doing all the work that the strategy is telling you you must do if you want to grow. And yet you're not getting the results that you want, right? Maybe that's happening to you. And if it is, I want to kind of crack the code or bust the myth around why these strategies aren't working in your business. All right. So my mom and I experienced this, like I said, for about 5 years in our business. And what we found was it didn't matter how many strategies we learned, all because they weren't meant to work together. Right. So like it didn't matter how many strategies we learned because the strategies that we were learning weren't meant to work together and often contradicted one another. So let me explain. Maybe you take a course and the course is on Instagram. Hey there, good to see you here. So maybe you take this course and you say, this course is on Instagram, and the course, maybe more specifically, is on a posting strategy for Instagram, right? So you're posting on Instagram and you're following the strategy, but in this course, they're saying, oh, Instagram is the place, right? If you want to grow, you've got to be posting on Instagram. So you do that and you post on it for a little bit and you keep going, and you're not getting the results that you want. You're posting all this content, maybe you're getting a little engagement, but you're not getting the consistent sales, the consistent leads that you're looking for. So the next thing, you go and buy a course on how to grow with Facebook groups. And this course is saying, oh my gosh, I remember when I used to post on Instagram 10 times a day and engage all day, every day, and I wasn't growing. And then I started this Facebook group, and now this Facebook group is generating me tens of thousands of dollars in sales. And obviously, Instagram is not the place to grow your business. Facebook groups are the place to grow your business. So you think, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm wasting my time on Instagram. So you set that aside, you dive into the Facebook program, you start taking action, taking action, taking action. And then you realize you're still not really getting the leads and sales that you were promised. So you find this other course and it's all about YouTube. And this person's like, oh my gosh, why are you wasting your time on places like Facebook and Instagram? YouTube is the place to be. YouTube is intent-based. YouTube is owned by Google, the biggest search engine in the world. If you post on YouTube, people who are literally asking questions on Google will find your video giving them the answers. Why are you wasting all this time on social media when you should only be posting on YouTube? Hey, Lori, good to see you here. So this is happening again and again and again. So what happens? You get the YouTube course, you dive into that, you abandon the Facebook group, you abandon Instagram, and now you're all in on YouTube. Has anyone else ever experienced this? Where you buy the course and they're like, this is the way to do it. And it doesn't work, so you buy another one and they say, well, don't do that. This is the way to do it. And then you try that and that doesn't work. And they say, oh, well, don't do that or that. You got to do this one up here. This is the only one that will really work. That is the strategy roller coaster that my mom and I, yes, okay, I'm glad this is resonating. This is the strategy roller coaster that my mom and I were on for years. And what we found at the end of our journey, more like at the end of our rope, right? About to throw in the towel, call it a day. What we found was we knew a lot of stuff and we knew a lot of strategies, but we didn't know how to make them work for us, much less how to make them work together, right? So if you are struggling with this, hey, Jennifer, oh my gosh, good to see you here, friend. So if you're struggling with this, I want to offer you a bit of encouragement and a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. Because the truth is, there's nothing wrong with posting on Instagram. There's nothing wrong with growing a Facebook group. There's nothing wrong with investing time, money, effort on growing your YouTube channel. But what is wrong is believing that any one strategy is the answer to more leads, more sales, more signups in your business. So let me explain. So my mom and I look up, this is around February 2017. And we were at the end of our rope. We had ridden the strategy roller coaster until we threw up. We were done. No more spinning around, no more going upside down, no more loop-de-loops. We were done. We're like, get us off this ride. We're done, right? Because what we found was it didn't matter how much we worked or how many courses we bought or how many programs we invested in. The money in the bank was not matching the level of effort we were putting in. So we decided to go back to what had always worked for us as entrepreneurs. We'd been successful as entrepreneurs long before we were successful in building a personal brand or building an audience or a presence on social media and using that presence to convert sales. So we looked at our past entrepreneurial success and we said, okay, what is the secret to success in business that is universal? And what we knew to be true from our own experience in multiple different businesses was that the secret to success that is universal is systems are greater than strategies, right? So we looked at everything that we learned. Like I can still picture it. We're sitting at my mom's house on her kitchen table. We have every binder. Do you ever like buy a binder or a folder for your courses and you take everything you print and it goes in the binder, right? I'm staring at my bookshelf that has my binders on it right over here. And we had all of our binders spread out on the kitchen table and we had opened them all up and we're like, okay, how the heck do we make this work? right? What can we take? What can we take that we know? Because we know a lot of stuff, but we're not making any money. What can we take that we know? And how can we place it together to create a system that all works together that is going to create leads, sales, and signups in our business without us having to do the yucky stuff that we don't like, right? That was our caveat. We didn't really want to do the yucky stuff that we didn't like anymore. We'd been doing it. We'd been sending the 40, 50, 60 cold messages a day. We had been engaging for hours on Facebook groups and on Instagram. We had been, sending the hey girl messages to our high school friends. I didn't have high school friends. So I sent them to people that went to my high school who didn't like me back then and sure didn't like me in their inbox 10 years later. So we had done all of those things, okay? And we're like, okay, how can we take all of this stuff that we now know and put it together in a system that's actually going to work to create lead, sales, and signups in our business? And we said, okay, the first thing we need is an audience, right? We need an audience because grandma, Auntie Meanie Pants, and those kids who didn't like you in high school ain't gonna cut it, right? We need an audience. We need an audience of people who actually want what we sell, right? So that was the first step. We're like, okay, we've got to figure out what of all these strategies on the kitchen table, which ones are going to help us build an audience of people who actually want what we sell. And then once we kind of had that answer, or hypothesis rather, we said, cool. So you have this audience, but what comes next, right? We have this audience. Now we've got to capture leads from this audience, right? We need something that causes these people to raise their hand and say, yeah, I kind of want to know more about that. So that we're not having to send the cold messages to people who aren't interested. The people who are interested are sending us cold messages saying, can you tell me more about that? I mean, think about it. Wouldn't that be awesome if instead of you sending cold messages, your perfect prospects, your ideal customers, your ideal teammates were actually sending you cold messages, really hoping you would answer and tell them what to buy or how to sign up or how to work more closely with you? Like, heck yeah. So we're like, okay, that's the next step. We've got to have a way to capture leads, a system for capturing leads. After that, leads are great. Followers are great. Likes and comments, we love them. You can give me a couple right now if you want. I wouldn't be mad. But guess what we really want to be in business? What do we really need? We need sales, right? So we said, okay, what steps can we put in place to convert these leads into sales as quickly as possible, right? I ain't got time to sit around for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months with someone in my funnel waiting for them to make a buying decision, right? I need people to make a buying decision quickly. How can we do that? So we looked at our strategies. We said, okay, this is going to work. We're going to use this strategy and this set of strategies to build this audience, which is going to then lead them into this system where we're going to capture them as leads and convert them into sales. But guess what? Not everybody's going to buy right away, right? Sometimes you got to get to know somebody a little bit before you buy right away. So on the back end of that strategy for converting sales, you've got to have strategies in place to build relationships with them, right? You've got to have strategies in place to create that know, like, and trust, to build that authority piece with them, right? So if they come through your initial funnel and they're like, yeah, I kind of like her, but I don't really want to buy yet. They don't see the next shiny object the next time they log on to Instagram and disappear and forget you ever existed. You've got to have the strategies in place that keep them in your ecosystem while building know, like, and trust, so that later on down the road, when they're ready to buy, this is the last piece of the system, when they're ready to buy, you have something that they want and they're thinking of you and they choose to buy it from you and not the next person that they meet the next time they log on to social media. So for the past 4.5, almost 5 years now, we have used and refined this system, right? And within the system, strategies come and go. 5 years ago, we weren't creating reels. Kind of wish I had come up with the idea of reels. It's kind of a neat concept, right? But 5 years ago, reels didn't exist. So we weren't using reels 5 years ago. But if Reels now are one of these strategies that we can fit within our system, then we will use Reels. If live video is one of the strategies we can fit into our system, I'm not doing this live to grow my audience right now. I'm doing this live to hang out with people who are already in my audience. Lori, Jennifer, see several other people on live. I'm doing this live right now to hang out with you guys, to nurture my relationship with you, to get to know you better. Although, I know you guys pretty well, right? Because we work really hard on building relationships with our audience and the people in our world, because we want you guys to know us and like us and trust us and know that we won't lead you wrong when we give you advice or tips or strategies to use. So the strategies come and go, but the system is universal. And what we have found is by refining this system, we are able to consistently grow our audience and then use automation to capture leads, convert sales, nurture trust, whether we're working or not, which is really dang cool. It's how we get away with not sending cold messages. I had one message in my inbox on Monday morning, and she said, I'm looking at this program and this program. This is my situation. Which one should I buy? And I said, oh, well, that's easy. You need this one. And she said, cool, buying it now. That was the conversation. We'd never talked before, ever. But that was the conversation we had on Monday morning when I opened up my Instagram DMs and looked to see what messages came in over the weekend. On Sunday, I was at a horse show, my first horse show since 2019, since the pre-pandemic era. We had our first horse show that I got to ride in. There's been other horse shows, but I rode in a horse show, and it was so cool. I was a nervous wreck. I don't know. They were making fun of me. They said, Jordan, you speak in front of thousands of people. Why are you so nervous? I said, I don't know, because I haven't done this since 2019. I'm nervous. And I got through my nerves, rode my test, did a decent job, jumped off the horse. While I was walking around, cooling her out, I pulled out my phone and it said, you have made a sale. Made $1,000 during my 7-minute test. While I wasn't thinking about work, I wasn't talking to anyone, I wasn't scrolling on Instagram. I was literally 100% unplugged, and I made $1,000 doing that 7-minute test. That is what systems can do for you. So if you want to learn the systems that we use to power what has now become our 7-figure global brand, I want to invite you to join us for our social selling workshop, totally free, kicking off next week. All right, it's kicking off on Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week here in this Facebook group. But if you want replay access, you've got to enter your name and email right here. We're going to give you 7-day replay access when you enter your name and email right here. The lives are going to be each of those 3 days at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then we will send you out the replay. You'll get 7-day replay access in case you can't attend live. Also, there's going to be prizes involved, okay? Lots of prizes, because we want to incentivize you to A, show up, and B, this is the big one, take action. So when you show up and we say, okay, this is your homework assignment for day 1, and you do it, you win a prize, okay? We're going to incentivize you to, we're not above bribery over here to help you get what you want, okay? So we want to help you get what you want. We're going to bribe you a little bit to get it done. And that's what this workshop is going to be. There's going to be a lot of cool prizes up for grabs during the 3 days. And we are really, really excited to hang out with you and show you our systems so that you can stop relying on broken strategies or strategy surfing, as we like to call it, right? You go from wave to wave to wave to wave to wave, and you're just like, oh my gosh, none of this is working for me. I need to find another wave to ride, right? So that's my spiel for today. I hope this made sense. I hope this resonated with you. I want to really, again, just say thank you guys for being here. Whether you're watching this on our quickly growing YouTube channel that really didn't exist a year ago. It's so cool. I love watching that channel grow. It's like one of my favorite things to go check my analytics and see how many new people we're helping on that channel every single day. Or if you are watching this in our Facebook community, which was actually one of the very first pieces of our system that we put in place way back like 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, then I want to thank you for being a part of this community because it's truly one of our favorite places on the internet to hang out. So thank you for hanging with me today. Don't forget to reserve your seat for the workshop. We're going to help you create systems that generate you leads and sales 24/7, whether you're working or not, because that's what you deserve. And I have a feeling that's what you signed up for when you started your business. You didn't start your business because you wanted less freedom. You didn't start your business because you wanted to spend all day on social media messaging strangers, hoping one of them will actually reply to you, right? You started your business because you want to be hanging out with your family. You want to be doing things that you love in the places you love with the people you love, and you want to be making money while you do those things. Not in a sleazy, get rich quick kind of way, but in a holy moly, I've got the systems in place that really impact and help people kind of way. And that's what we're going to help you do during the workshop. So reserve your seat. Thanks for hanging with me today. Have a wonderful weekend, a very happy Easter. Get to hang with our family this weekend. I can't wait. And thank you so much for being a part of our world. We'll see you next week for the workshop. Bye, y'all.